So this is module one, the first one that let me just demonstrate this is a virtual VR type of settings with it. Just a little preface on the background with this as well. First of all, I hope you're familiar with Figma. You log into Figma and I want to walk you through, but let me give you the finished product, what it's supposed to look like with it as well. I'm going to provide for you all the asset files in here for this right here with it, and like I said, all the graphics, meaning we're building a menu for a game. That's what that is with it. And in this game, what you're doing is basically when you click on it, you navigate through a virtual environment with it. And I have exhausted my Draft XR plugin with it, so I can't demonstrate that with it, but you can do it on your browser, and I'll show you how to do it with it as well. All right, but the first thing I need for you to do is I want to demonstrate this as a 2D type of prototyping with it. So there's frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. They're all listed on the left hand side over here. So let me just click on the prototype browser and show you what this thing looks like here with it. And this is what basically you had your Oculus, your Meta Quest you put on, and there would be a 3D environment with it. You can run, I'll talk more, but this is a very flat 2D browser base with it, and you would actually go in and click moving in. Again, why do we prototype? Let me go back to reiteration of why do we prototype. You prototype because you want to see, before you invest in thousands on money, thousands of dollars into a project, and it ends up we don't know if it's working or not. So you create simulations like this, and we test out the simulations, and if this something is this something that's doable that we can actually build and go forward with it as well. So this is kind of like a menu. Let's say you were looking at Netflix or anything that's a game in a virtual environment. A Netflix movie could be. So you select one of these buttons with it, and you click on that particular game in this case with it, right? And I click on the play button on here with it as well. Now notice I'm going to go back and talk to you about the details in this, and it takes you to a YouTube video with it as well. So
if you needed to
ignore the advertising with it as well. But it basically, I will provide you the URL, this whole thing with it as well. So okay. So let me go back to the prototyping tool with it. So things to note, and what you do, you're supposed to take it back. I don't think I did this right with it as well. But the prototyping tools supposed to oops, hang on. Oh, I think I closed it by accident. My apology. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so I had to bring it back. I accidentally closed the tab in here with this. Well, you're welcome to run the Figma application in a browser or the desk app with it. You should be comfortable enough. We're going to go in. You're going to actually create. The key thing in this is that the dimensions on these canvas I'm going to provide for you in writing in the instructions with it. So and then there's some padding you need to be able to do with it as well. So there are templates that are already out there with it. You saw some of the templates I tested in here as well with it. I will provide for you the graphics in here for the games with it. There's 4 graphics games with it. We're going to group these. We're going to do one of these, and then we're going to actually copy everything and move it over with it as well. So in a nutshell, it's going to navigate from one of these graphics to the next one with it, putting the blue frame around it, and then you come down and you click on this and it takes you to the YouTube videos. That's all. It's a simple design in a 3D environment interface. That's what you're designing, and it's an interface on a design. Now I go back to why UXUI is a 2D environment with it, and when you're designing things in UXUI, you have to be understanding that you are in a 2D environment. This is a 3D environment. The concept still applies, such as empathy, understanding why what we do with it and where the links goes with it as well. The only difference, again, is a 3D environment. You have to understand the Cartesian coordinates, the X, Y, Z, what you're looking at and how far you're looking at it, and the space, the spatial space that you have on it as well. So upper left right hand corner, like a header with it, there's the dates. It's like the heads up display, all right, fully charged as your headgear, whatever you have with it, and you always have something that is settings to your environment too as well. Navigation is very important, left to right. But as you notice, all of these things are all set in what's called a clockwise. Okay, keep in mind that when you set the things in and you design things, because our mind, we read from left to right, upper right hand corner, and you scan the perimeter with it. It's always good to have functional stuff, most important stuff, as you scan around the circle with it as well. All right, and then the content is in the middle with it. So keeping that in mind with it, clockwise, cell padding, some space with it, and this is an evolving process with it. A lot of things on this right here is universal understanding with it, like the spoke wheel. We know that's the setting. The right, moving to the right arrow, moving to the left arrow. You notice I use a very different color that stands out with it, so it's a different tone with it as well with it. All these are, again, user experience with it. Dark background brings highlight, pushes some 3D effects of the game to the front with it as well. So these are the type of stuff that we talk more as things evolve into a 3D environment with it as well. So let me conclude here. I don't want to run too long with this. Let me check how many minutes I have on this thing. I have 7 minutes here. So after this, part C, this is part B. I want to do part C. We're going to start working on this right now, okay?